We live in an era of total connectivity. From our phones to the satellites overhead, we believe we have mapped every corner of our environment. But history is scarred by moments where this perceived control vanished, blind spots where reality itself appeared to break. These anomalies aren't always found in deep oceans or outer space. Sometimes the unknown manifests as an internal breakdown, taking command of the human mind and body. We are exploring 4 specific instances where the certainty of our world simply ended. In the summer of 1518, in the city of Strasbourg, a woman named Frau Troffea stepped into the street and began to dance. There was no music, yet she was unable to stop. Within a month, hundreds convulsed in the streets. This illustration verifies the chaotic movement. It wasn't a celebration. Dancers continued until their feet bled. Many died of exhaustion. Even with musicians trying to break the spell, the crowd remained locked in an involuntary rhythm. This remains a psychological terror because it suggests a fundamental vulnerability. The physical body, the one thing we believe we command, can be overtaken by an inexplicable force. In 1959, an expedition set out into the freezing Ural Mountains of Russia, heading toward a peak the local Mansi people called Dead Mountain. These 9 hikers were not amateurs. Led by Igor Dyatlov, they were experienced survivalists who had spent their lives navigating sub-zero wilderness. When search teams eventually found their camp, they discovered a scene that defied survival logic. Their tent had been sliced open from the inside. The group fled into a blizzard wearing almost no clothing, abandoning the only shelter they had. The autopsies only deepened the mystery. This diagram shows the specific locations of internal blunt force trauma, crushed skulls and broken ribs, that occurred without a single corresponding mark or bruise on the skin. Furthermore, their clothing carried traces of radiation that no one could explain. Whatever approached that tent was so terrifying that hardened experts chose certain death in the snow over staying one more second inside their shelter. That same kind of sudden, absolute disappearance occurred on the open Atlantic in 1872. A passing ship discovered the Mary Celeste drifting aimlessly. The ship was in pristine condition. It was fully seaworthy, with 6 months of food untouched, and the cargo completely intact. But every person on board was gone. Captain Benjamin Briggs was a master sailor. He knew that in the open ocean, a fully stocked ship is your only chance at life. Abandoning it for a lifeboat requires a fear that overrides every rational instinct of the sea. The Mary Celeste remains a reminder that the world is capable of removing our presence, while leaving the surrounding environment perfectly, eerily undisturbed. We often assume modern technology makes these kinds of vanishings impossible. With GPS and constant radar, we believe we are always visible. In 2014, Malaysia Airlines Flight 370 took off with 239 people on board. This massive 300,000-pound commercial jet should have been impossible to lose. The flight path began normally before communications were cut. Radar captured a sharp deviation west. Astonishingly, automated hardware continued to ping a satellite, allowing investigators to track the ghost flight for 6 hours into the isolated southern Indian Ocean. Despite the most expensive search in history, the main wreckage was never located. The passengers and the aircraft simply ceased to exist on any grid. The ultimate terror of MH370 is that our most advanced tracking can be completely defeated, leaving a massive machine lost to the void. These stories, separated by centuries and geography, all lead to the same dead end. They are moments where the human narrative was abruptly cut short. We can process tragedy, but these events deny us the closure needed to heal. They leave us with a silence that no amount of technology has been able to fill. We are not the masters of our world. The universe remains fully capable of erasing our presence as easily as a winter storm. What other forces are waiting in the dark? If you want to join us as we investigate more of history's deepest mysteries,